Hello everyone. So now we are on the next part of this operating system playlist, and in this video we will discussing about the fork system call, and we'll discuss user mode, kernel mode. These are very much important. See, just don't take this video as like these are not important topic, or these are very, you can say, these are the topics that you can leave. Okay, no, if you are leaving this user mode, kernel mode, see, these are the very core components, or you can say core topics of operating system. Okay, if you are understanding operating system, so these topics are must. Okay, you should understand what is user mode, what is kernel mode. And see, listen, when you will know about this user mode, kernel mode, or all this techniques behind the operating system, how this basically working, and all that internal things, when you are going to know, you will definitely going to amaze. Okay, you will definitely really enjoy if you are understanding. Okay, if you are understanding, then you will definitely enjoy it, I can guarantee. Okay, and if you are just only coming just to pass the exam, okay, if you are just here to pass the exam, just to like content and all that, so you are not going to understand. Okay, you just need to make your mind that I am understanding operating system, how these internal things are basically working, what are these different terminologies, and what is the basically system, what it is doing internally. Okay, so let's, without wasting time, let's discuss our first topic, that is fork system call. In previous video, we have discussed the process termination, process creation, and all that. Okay, if you have not watched it out, just go to my channel. You will definitely find it. So in today's video, we will discuss about this fork system call, as you can see on your screen. Okay, fork basically a system call, and what is this basically a system call? Uh, I have told you in my previous videos, and if I have told not told you, just listen. System call is basically you can say a path, that basically a way, you can say, that basically help us to go from the user mode to kernel mode, or vice versa. Okay, let me check where I have written the definition, or the formal definition of system call. Let me check, just give me a few minutes if I have written any formal definition, so I'll definitely show it to you. System call, we have written a system call. Yeah, we have discussed a lot about system call in previous videos, but I'm just thinking, and I'm just finding out if yeah, here, yeah, so it means I have discussed in my previous videos. Basically, I'm just making videos on the basis, or you can say on the sequence of my PDF, sequence of my notes PDF. I'm making the videos. Okay, so system call definition I have discussed. So every process which basically starts on the system demands some resources from kernel, and to enter, or you can say to get into the kernel mode, we need a system call. Okay, so that you can see it is an instruction that requires the operating system to perform the desired operation that needs hardware access or the privileges operation. So it's a kind of instruction. Okay, so see, this is definition. It's the only way through which a process can go. Okay, so just process can go into kernel mode from a user mode. Okay, so if you want to uh, make a transition, if you want to go from user mode to kernel mode, so system call is only the way. Okay, we have discussed so many system calls, like we have in previous video, we have discussed create, process, system call, exit, wait, and all that. Now a fork system call, that is very much important, you should know. And if you have if you are preparing for any competitive exam like gate and all that, so fork system call will be very helpful to you. So fork system call, what is basically it is, so fork system, it is basically used to create a child process from the parent process. Okay, it is help, it will help you to create a child process from a parent process. Like, and it basically returns three types of values. If it returns 0, it means child process. Positive, or you can say +1, is basically for parent process. If it negative or -1, so child is not created. Okay, so basically three values: 0, +1, -1. Okay, 0 is for child process, +1 is for parent process, and negative is for child. So this is the simple code in C which I have written just to make you clear about the system call. So see, in main, if we have fork or printf hello world. So what it will do basically, this is a parent. Now it will create a child. I told you this is used to create a child process from the parent process. So hello world is basically there, but this fork will again create the copy, or you can say child of this complete process. So hello world will be of two times. Why? Because fork has created it once, and now this printf has created it once, so it is basically two times. Now there is simple formula if it came into your kind of gate and all that. In MCQ, if we have n number of fork, then 2 raised to power n is basically the total number of processes, or 2 raised to power n minus 1 is the total number of child processes. Why we are subtracting 1? Because 1, we are subtracting 1 because that 1 is the parent process. So total number of processes are 2 raised to power n, or 2 raised to power n minus 1 is basically the total number of child processes. So it is basically the simple formula. You can see how many times it will print hello. You can just go through by yourself, just try yourself without showing without seeing the solution, and then if you get it, just show the solution, match it and all that. Okay, these are two questions, you can just go through by yourself. Okay, so you will understand what is this fork system call is basically. Now we are discussing the most important, that is user mode, kernel mode and all that. System call I have discussed. Okay, is a way basically whenever you want to go from user mode to kernel mode, so system call is needed. Now, what is user mode? User mode is basically a normal mode where the process has some limited access. See, user mode you can say a by default mode. Like basically by default you are in the user mode. I am currently is also in the user mode. So it is basically a normal mode where that process, where a particular process has some limited access. Okay, some has limited access. And now what is this kernel mode? Where process has some unrestricted access to system resources like hardware, memory and etc. In user mode we have some restriction. We cannot use all the resources and all that. To use the unrestricted access system resources like hardware, memory, we need to enter into the kernel mode. If we are in kernel mode, so we can access each and everything like hardware, memory and all the system resources we can easily use. But whenever we in the user mode, we can't use them. Now kernel mode get power to access any device and memory, and same time any crash. Now there is a drawback of kernel mode. Listen carefully. Kernel mode is basically allowing us to use some all the system resources like hardware, memory and all that. But if is there any crash in the kernel mode, it brings down the whole system. It brings down the whole system if there is any crash. Okay, so this is a drawback. But any crash in user mode brings down the faculty process only. Getting my point? This is the drawback of kernel mode. Now kernel mode provides SCI, that is system call interface. This is same that I told you in system call. What is system call and all that? Which are entry points for kernel. I told you system call is basically entry points from user mode to kernel mode. So kernel is also, you can say, the heart of operating system. Okay, kernel is basically very much important, heart of operating system it is also known as. So kernel basically provides SCI, that is system call interface. Okay, so which basically the entry point for kernel. So I think now you know what is user mode, what is kernel mode, what is basically a drawback of kernel mode. I told you also. And in kernel mode we have some unrestricted access of system resources, hardware hardware, memory and all that. But in user mode we do not have unrestricted access. We have some limited access. Okay, so it is basically about user mode and kernel mode. About this process and thread we'll discuss now. What is this process and thread? This is very much important. Process, sometimes we refer it as like a heavyweight task. Process is a heavyweight task, while threads are a lightweight task. Okay, system calls are involved in process. System calls are basically involved in process, but there is no system call in threads. Process में system call we have seen. In process we have seen the system calls. Okay, like we have seen the create process system call and exit, wait and all that we have seen. So system calls are involved in process, but there are no system calls in threads. Operating system, basically what happen, operating system treats different process differently. Okay, so operating system will treat different process differently, like p1 p2 they are different, but all user level threads treated as a single task for operating system. All user level threads are basically treated as, see I am not explaining this a lot because these are written in a very simple language that you can easily understand the difference, but I'm just leaving it now. Just you go through these 6 points about process and threads. In next video I'll give you the feel of process and thread. Getting my point? For your exam point of view, you can remember these 6 points as a difference to write it in your exam. In next video I will be going to give you a feel, or you can say a, in real life, by with the help of a real life example I will be telling you what is process and what is thread. Okay, so till then it is it is okay for this video. If you have any comment, any suggestions, any feedback, they are always welcome. Just let me know in the comment section. Till then, thank you, goodbye.